Hyundai Santa Cruz tailgate letter inserts. I'll show you how to put them on, and don't spend over $150 for these things. That's absurd. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive MT. That's right, today I'm going to show you how to install the Hyundai Santa Cruz tailgate insert letters. Now, I mentioned earlier, don't spend over $150 for these things. I'll leave a link down below as to what I've got. They seem perfectly fine to me. Of course, time will tell with weather and sun and rain and all that, but looking at them so far, they seem like a good quality product to me. I've seen some ads out there, matter of fact, many people who have spent over $150 for these things. Don't do it. Again, there'll be a link down below. You can check price, availability, and all the specs. But what we're doing today, I'm gonna go ahead and put these on. And if you're not familiar, they go in the embossed or stamped Santa Cruz name on the back of the tailgate. Now, to do this, a couple of simple things, only a couple things you need other than your hands. One, you want to go ahead and clean the area off. I just use a soapy water concoction and a rag. I've already done that. It's pretty simple. Secondly, I would get yourself some alcohol. I use rubbing alcohol, a cloth. Clean out the interior or the inside of each stamped letter because they are double-sided taped, these letters that is, and that's going to give you the best opportunity for adhesion, which is what you want, right? You want them to adhere to the tailgate. So I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna clean those off with the rubbing alcohol, and then we'll go ahead and place them in. And I do have a tip for you, something to look out for while you're doing this. Okay, here we go. As I said, I just use a little bit of rubbing alcohol. This happens to be a 70% isopropyl alcohol. I don't think it really matters, whatever. Just to clean up the area so that the double-sided tape on the parts actually sticks. So, very simple, just spray a little bit, or a lot, on a cloth, and then just wipe out the interior of each letter. This is pretty simple, so we're gonna fast forward through the rest of it. Okay, I mentioned there were a couple tips I was going to give you. I'll give those to you in just a second. But another tool that helps is an X-Acto knife to kind of pick the edge of the covering for the tape off the back. Sometimes it can be difficult to get off, and this just makes it a little bit easier. Secondly, the kit does include instructions and also a couple of alcohol swabs, so you don't necessarily need to use your own. This is probably better because it tends to be lint-free, but I never find these go far enough. That's why I use my own. So the other tip, the first was the X-Acto knife, is to make sure that you get these oriented properly in the space because there is a little bit of play in here. As you can see, they kind of move around a little bit. So you want to make sure that you put them in uniformly. I think that's the best way to do it. Or try to split the difference in the spaces. But whatever you do, it should be uniform, and then the naked eye won't be able to see any little perfections, or imperfections, I should say, if you don't get them exactly straight. So I'm gonna play with it for just a second, determine my best plan of attack as far as positioning in the space, and then we'll come back on and we'll put them in. They will be high speed, by the way. I'm not gonna show you every one in normal speed, but we will the first one or two. My plan of attack is to kind of try to split the difference between the edges so that it's equidistant from each edge here, and then pretty much centered in the middle over the humps, if you will. That's how I'm going to try to do it. Again, once it's stuck, it's stuck. You don't want to be taking these off and on. Chances are you'll crease the letters or maybe even ruin them, who knows. So it's kind of a one-shot deal. So have a good plan of attack before you start. Now, I need to pull off the edge, or get the edge rather, of the tape. And again, I want to stress, you want to make sure you don't bend these because they are like a gel material. And if you bend them, they will crease and that will never go away. So let's see if I can grab an edge here and actually get the tape off. Shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. There, you can see it does stick. So I have an edge. And the last thing you want to do is drop this thing on the ground. Probably be better even to do this over a table or something, because my luck, it would land tape down and then you're basically screwed. So just do this carefully. Don't cause yourself any more grief than is necessary. You can see how tedious it is, right? And I may be a little overkill, but that's okay. All right, we have it off. That's the key part. Now, like I said, this is kind of a one and done deal, so you want to be careful. Here we go. All right, that takes care of the first one. Again, I don't know if it's perfect, but it's on. It might be a hair off at the top here, but I don't think it's enough that you're gonna really notice. And you wanna put some pressure on it just to hold it down. I'll do that probably more so when I'm all the way done, but that's the first one. That's the S. Let's move on to the A. Got it all done. Pretty simple mod to do. You just have to pay attention to the little details and it'll go smooth. Anybody screws this up, it's probably because they were in a hurry, to be quite honest. So let's take a look. That's what it looks like on the back of the truck. I think it came out pretty good. They look pretty good. Again, just be leery, beware, probably a better word, when you're doing this, that there is a little bit of play in the letters. So you want to make sure that whatever you do uniformly all across the way so that the naked eye doesn't pick it up, so that it looks uniform. Now, what's the purpose of this mod? You know, not every mod has to have a purpose, right? It's aesthetically pleasing. I like the way that it looks. If you're not into accentuating the stamped lettering, well, then it's probably not for you. I get it. Of course, there are different colors and things that you can go with. I chose to go with black because I think it looks best on the truck. And I'm going with kind of a black theme to this truck anyway. Again, I will leave a link down below. Do not spend 150 some bucks on these. That is absolutely absurd. After working with them and putting them on, I see no reason to spend more money when you can get these for a heck of a lot less. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like them? Do you not like them? And I'm very curious. Did you spend that 150 some dollars for yours? Don't be shy. Let us know. I'm not judging. I'm just curious. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about Toyota Tacomas, and Rob Motive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.